Hello, everyone. How are you? So, I just wanted to say thank you all for tuning in with your girl with Talk Your Talk. I have my son here with me, who is my special guest tonight. So, first, I just want to say thank you all. I know we are a few minutes late, but you all will see on the live I just did before. I said that parents, I give shout out to you all. We have the toughest jobs of our normal day, and then coming home with the kids, doing their homework, and then going to their activities. So my 6 year old had his running club tonight, and so we drove separate cars so me and EJ can get back here and do the podcast. So tonight it is talking about how our young teenage males express their feelings, and it's just having a conversation. I know briefly, um podcast I had before, my son was going to join, um but he had other engagements, and because of that I didn't want to bother him, right? But guess what, he is here now. So without further ado, I want EJ, I want you to kind of introduce yourself. I'm kind of putting him on the spot. Just tell him a little bit about yourself, who you are, what grade you're in. That's a lot. Okay, so all right.
Hello, my name is EJ. I'm 15 years old. I'm in ninth grade. Um, my favorite sport is football. What's it to say? And I think that's enough right there.
That's enough. Okay, so with my son being my guest tonight, it is, we know now in the world it's very difficult for teenagers to express themselves. It's different now. Please say, hey, EJ.
All right.
Come on.
Come on.
It's different now. I know growing up, it was do what you're told, or it was because I said so, and we just did it growing up. But now, in society, the music, the friends, the world itself has a lot to say with how our teenagers, and I'm talking from the perspective of our young male teenagers. And so I just want to, we're going to share from a very personable space tonight. We're going to be open with you all on how we deal with our relationship as mother and son, from, from him being that toddler, running mommy and holding me and hugging me and kissing me, to we still show affection now, but now it's different. It's different. And he would rather talk to others. Sometimes he'll talk to me, but sometimes he'll talk to others. So we're going to get into that. So EJ, I don't know why he acting so shy, y'all. EJ is 15 years old. He'll be 16 in December. So EJ, can you sort of tell people why now it's kind of hard for males, for teenagers to somewhat open up about your feelings?
Um, Probably because it's like we think that your parents will look at us different, or not different, but like y'all think of something new, and we don't want y'all to change y'all self just for y'all to be better for us. We want y'all to still be the same mother and stuff, but there's probably some things that y'all could better on with each other than just changing for one, and then while the other one's getting used to it.
Okay. So that's a good point, because mothers and fathers, parents, sometimes we are a little hard on ourselves, right? Would y'all agree that we're hard on ourselves because we're trying to juggle work, we're trying to juggle time with the loved ones outside of in the home, we're trying to juggle time with our babies, we're trying to deal with work after work, we're trying to deal with life. And so sometimes we put so much guilt on ourselves as parents because we feel like we're not giving enough time. And I'm like that all the time, because I feel like, me and EJ used to have mother and son date every Friday, right? and we enjoyed it. We would I would pick something on that Friday. He'll be excited to pick the next Friday. We always would end up at Dave and Buster's for real, for real. But we would just the fact that it was just the two of us. When was the last time we did that, EJ?
That's like
It's been a while, right?
11.
Since he was 11. It was that long. Okay, I got some work to do. So, so again, it's like that. If I would have kept that time, I know our bond would have continued to grow larger and larger and even better. Um, but since I didn't, now he's making time for other things. And so those other things may not be me. And so sometimes I get in my feelings, right? And when I get in my feelings, I may be a little harder. Do you think I'm hard on you? Do you think that parents are a little harder on males, on teenagers?
Yes.
Why would you say that?
Because like it's like we're turning into a whole different person.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like when the teenage boy, I'm gonna give my perspective.
Okay.
The teenage boy, when you get to teenage, you start going to high school, you get more into girls, you want to change your appearance, you want to, stand out more. You want to come out with more friends. You don't want to stay in the house all the time. You always want to go out. You start learning more about other people, who your friends, who not your friends.
Yeah.
So it feels like a transition.
So with that transition, how should the parents transition with that? Because think about it, you're going from, you know, you're going from a totally different age group, and we're used to certain things. But now you're becoming a teenager. You're about to be out the house soon. So the communication is different. How can parents adapt quicker to, how can I say, the changes that you all are going through?
How did that? I'll say y'all can still be strict on some things, but like, it's like us becoming older, y'all have to like, let off on some things. Y'all don't have to still be the same as like. It's like y'all get harder on us the more and more we grow up because y'all want us to be a better man and stuff like that. But we understand that, but it's like we still need a little bit of grace too. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. So for me, how would you think that I am a little harder on you, or how are parents harder? What are some things that we do differently, or we keep you all from doing, or are we in your ear a lot more telling you don't do this or don't do that? What things do we do to keep you all from opening up and shutting down?
Um, I wouldn't say a lot, but like us teens, we get in our feelings fast.
Okay,
Like
you're getting your feelings
we get in
fast.
our feelings fast. Like if we don't like something, not like something, but like if it's like we don't like agree with it, then we think definitely like, oh, she was too rough on us. Oh, she was doing all this, doing all that. But like y'all probably don't think of that way. But it's probably because we're the ones taking it in. So it's like it feel like we're getting like not targeted, but like, it's a lot of pressure on us.
A lot of pressure.
Uh-huh.
So at that point, you shut down. Because I get that from you. I can tell when I'm kind of hard on you, and you'll shut down, or you'll be like, you'll give me this look, or you'll be like, Mom, and you stop talking. So why is it that you immediately just shut down?
Cause like it's like you be like I won't say go overboard, but it's like when you're talking, it's like you just be on me. So it's like I just be like, there's no room for me to talk. She's already talking how she's talking. So like if I add some more, I'm just gonna get more of what you're already talking like. So I just stop talking and let you talk, and I just probably go upstairs.
So did y'all hear that? So parents, can you relate to that when you are in conversation with your son, um, your child, and you're getting your point across? I think probably most of the time at that point, we really don't want to hear what they have to say because we're really digging in them and letting them know, hey, I'm the parent. I've been through what you're going through, or I have experience. You think you know what you're going through. So that's already in our minds. And because of that, whatever they say, it really doesn't, it matters. So it matters. Everything you say matters. Let me just say that. It's just that in that moment or in that situation, it's like I feel like he's not hearing me. I feel like he's not understanding me because every time I say something, I feel like he's ready to come back. Parents, do you all feel that way where when you're having a conversation with your teenagers that you feel like they're not listening or they're waiting for you to finish so they can say something? And because of that, he say that's why they shut down. They shut down, they don't communicate. When you hold it in, EJ, do you ever want to come back and talk about it? Does it turn into anger? What does it turn into? Like in that moment, what does it make you feel like?
Um, I get in my feelings. I'm not gonna lie. I be wanting to say something, but it's like there's no point. But I feel like that what we should do is like if we do have a conversation, like it could still be no, but like we can find a way how to like gain from each other. Like, let's say if I want to go to a football game or something, right? And then you say no, right? But you could be like, well, you can go next week or something like that. You know what I mean? So like, just not no, and then just going about your day, and
Just
then you
going
don't
about your
think,
day.
like you think like, oh, I'm not gonna ask next week because you already said no this week, so there's no point of me asking next week.
So you saying more of a compromise?
Right.
We should be able to compromise and say, you know what? Okay, if you can't do this, maybe we can come up with something. But if I just shut it down in your mind, you're like, you know what? No point of asking.
Right.
And then that creates when you say no point of asking, now I've caused you to shut down for me. Right. Now you don't want to talk to me anymore. And then if it's another situation that come up in your mind, you're like, well, she don't want to listen to me or she shut down. You're not going to talk to me anymore at all, right?
I want to say that it's just like it's a shield. Like it's like it's like there's no point of asking. It's not like there's no point of asking, but it's like I want to ask, but I don't want to ask because we're in our minds we're thinking is no, but probably y'all say yes, but we're too, like we don't want to just ask because
And you said something about a shield. So that's like a protection. A protection. And then like your defenses. And I think as parents, y'all, we know our kids know we love them. But the communication piece, we can't be old school with our kids, y'all, and say no because I said so, or get out my face, or I don't want to hear it, or embarrass them. Some people do social media embarrassing. Like I would never ridicule or scrutinize my son publicly. I would never do that because that is something that will forever everybody will see. It will really make him have a distance with me. So parents, we have to be mindful on how we communicate with our kids too. I get it because sometimes I get frustrated. I think I'm extra hard on my son, like for real. I do beat myself up a lot. And I know EJ is a great kid. He has great grades. He's very respectful. He's very likable. The most difficult transition for me with EJ is he went from girls having cooties to now he's like the most one of the most likable guys, like in the school and everywhere. Like he has this personality that's very bubbly. People love him. He loves to joke. And for me, I feel like he's a different person, but he's really not. So it's adjustment for me too. What do I say to you all the time? Like, EJ, be yourself. Stop being somebody else. Yeah. How does that make you feel when I say that to you?
um, it makes me feel like I just be like how I just like how because like I be being myself like around you, but like it's hard though because like you're always on your business. Like if I want to joke around, I can't even tickle you. Stop, EJ. Stop, EJ. Oh my God, stop. I'm trying to get that work done. So, like, if I'm joking or something, like, yeah, we're joke every now and then, but like, it's always like we're always serious when we're around each other.
Quita, stop laughing. So let me read some comments. Okay, then I'm gonna come back to EJ comment. They have to like marinate a little bit because he is right. Hey Nikki. So Quita said, I'm told that I've made up my mind and there's no changes. So by that time, I've stopped listening and he's shut down because we're not listening to each other. Right, Quita. Right. So it is once they shut down, oh, it's a wrap. You're gonna get this. And you're looking at them like, I just want to grab you. I know you're not listening to me, right? And so now, and nobody listens to each other at this point. Nobody. So I think communication has to start from the beginning all the way to the end. Look who that is. Measy baby. Who is that? Kwame.
Alright, come in.
Yeah. Hey, Cormel. Hey. So people that's tuning in, I have my son EJ here with me, and I know it's conversations with teenagers. Difficult with he said EJ difficult with expressing their feelings, and I appreciate you all tuning in. People, please share, please share. Hey, bro, how are you? I appreciate you tuning in and always sharing because I want this. And a lot of people go to my personal page, but I want you all. I am going to build this podcast page because I have something in store for you all. Just greater, greater, greater. Just talking about things that's going on in life, if we can just converse together. So, thank you all for joining. But we're going to kind of go a little deep, right? Let me comment on what he just said. Then we're going to go a little deep on a conversation we had recently where he went to his dad, and he also went to, I call my husband his bonus dad, right? And so he loved both of them. It is awesome, and it's a privilege, and it's great to know that he has somebody else to go to. And a lot of parents don't have that. I won't say a lot. Some people don't have that, and so it's hard for especially single mothers. Single mothers say, "I'm the mom and the dad." No, a mother can't do what a father can do for a child, right? A mother can have support. They can have male role models in their child's life. And that's what a lot of single women do. They find those male role models, whether it's grandfather, whether it's a friend, a brother, or whoever you all decide. It's time for us to start showing our young males some love, because if we don't, guess what? They're going to get it from somewhere else. And so it's something EJ said about when he tried to tickle me. So I'm not a ticklish person. It's something about tickling my sides. It just does something to me. So no, I'm not a ticklish person. However, I do like to laugh, but they do catch me when I'm really serious, right? I'm in my business. I'm on my phone, my laptop. So I'm learning when I get home, I need to put the laptop to the side and just chill with them. Okay. I am learning that because I have a bad habit of releasing these things in my mind and getting the work done. Okay. So I do apologize for that, and I will get better. But my way of expressing my love is like, I love when we do karaoke music night. I love when we do that. What are you laughing at?
Come here, come on, play better.
What are you talking
Talking about play better than you did.
Oh, about tickling. Oh, about tickling. Oh, look. Who's hey uncle. Oh, that's Uncle Eric. Hey, Uncle Eric. Yeah, don't get him started laughing. Uncle Eric don't tell no jokes because all he gonna do is just laugh the entire podcast. Okay. So we here we go. All right. So we had a conversation the other day, y'all, and it really hit to the core for me. So some of you all might not know, I deployed a lot overseas. My first deployment, I think EJ was like, "What are you let?"
Come on. That's right. That's
What? Okay, all right. So some of you all may not know, I deployed a lot with EJ. I was gone a lot overseas, and I missed a lot of time in his life. I really did. And with missing the time in his life, he finally told me one day that, Mom, you was gone a lot. You, I lost a lot of time with you. And that stuck with me. And so when I had Ezekiel, um, I was a major in the army, and I was up to make lieutenant colonel, actually below the zone for lieutenant colonel. And I decided to retire. I decided to get out the military. I did 20 years. I know I had more in me, but I know that with EJ telling me that, I had to get out, and I didn't want to take my baby boy through that either. So I listened to him, but I also know you all that with the PTSD, it really has changed me as a person. And recently, EJ told his dad first, and then he told Andre, because he didn't feel comfortable coming to me first. Do I feel a certain type way about that? No. I don't know, parents, if you all feel a certain type way that your child goes through somebody else first before they come to you for certain situations. I'm okay with that as long as they talk about it. But it hurt me because what he said. You still laughing at something that Kwame said? What? Who you laughing at? No, 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 no. No, I can't. Oh no, just don't. No, don't delete it. No, don't delete it. He's laughing at your comment, Cormel. Okay. So he pretty much said in so many words that you said you want to tell him how you felt? For real? Delete the comment. Cormel. Delete the comment. He can't help but laugh at you, Cormel. Okay. So now you said for real though. Okay. Delete the comment. Okay. I'm not deleting Kwame. It's gonna make me laugh. It's gonna make me laugh. Why? All right, come on, let's go. Kwame, I'm gonna stop. All right, come on, come on. All right, are you ready? Let's get all the giggles out. Get them out. Delete the comment. No, just don't look at it. Come on, come on. You ready? Okay. So, do you want? I told y'all once y'all get them started, it's a wrap. I'm trying. Okay, hold on. Okay, all right. So I started. So pretty much, he said that he felt like our relationship changed, and I was too serious with him. I pretty much didn't show him the attention I showed him before. He said, I understand that I have a baby brother, but he feels like our relationship has changed. And it really made him feel a certain type way. And so it hurt me. It hurt me not in a bad way, but in a way of I'm glad that he was able to get it out there, because I noticed whenever I said something to him, he would just stare at me. He would stare, he wouldn't respond. Or like if we're around, I'll catch him looking up at me to see if I'm going to say something to him. So he automatically he had his guards up with me. Like my mom is going to say something to me, she's going to chastise me. Everything I do isn't right. She's this and she's that with me. She's too hard. And so because of that, I took him outside. We sat outside on the swing and we talked. And I told him I would get better with it. But EJ, do you want to kind of tell them, and I'm okay, with how you felt like our relationship changed? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm doing this, y'all, because I think this is very important for you parents out there. Sometimes you all don't like to accept accountability and take responsibility on why your child relationship is like it is with yours. You're quick to say, I'm the parent, what I say goes, or you didn't say anything when I was buying you those Jordans or those clothes. A lot of times it's not about the clothes, because one thing he told me that night was Mom, if you don't ever buy me anything else and just spend time with me more, that's all I care about. And so for him saying that to me, it really made me, I know it, but when your child tells you, you got to listen. Because if you don't listen, when they shut down or they start telling other people, don't get in your feelings. Don't get mad about it. And don't, fuzz back at them. Have some accountability for yourself. Okay. All right. So, Dion, why you say cash out?
That's our name. Every time I see her, I say cash out.
Oh, okay. That's your name. Okay. Every time she thinks he say cash out. Okay. All right. So EJ, kind of tell them how you felt about how you felt like our relationship changed, and this is how some relationships goes on in the house now.
Okay, so like, what hit me first was like the mom and son dates. It's like, how like we used to go to the store every day. I used to get a little small cart and go around, get some snacks and stuff. But then it's like it transitioned over to like, I'm not gonna bring Ezekiel into that.
No, do that. No, because other people have other kids. Now I want you to do that.
I don't want to. I'm not blaming it on him. I'm just saying that like when you and Zeke had like more like mom and thing time, I was like, that did hit. It was hitting. I ain't gonna lie, it was hitting. It was hitting. Yeah. But I was like, that's why I had stopped going to the store and stuff. Cause I was like, okay, Ezekiel already gonna go. She fine. So I was like, stop going to the store. I just started staying home more. That's when I started finally like, I didn't go outside at all. Like, I didn't go outside at all. I never went to football games like that. I didn't go to the mall like that. I never cared about that stuff. But like when that started happening, like, okay, let me go find some friends. At that point, I was like, I need some friends that I can go out with, you know, get some like spend some time with someone at least. Like, Andre was here. Yeah, I used to laugh with him and stuff, but it's like it wasn't my mom though. You know what I mean? Like spending time with your mom is like the best thing. Like that's the best thing you can have. So, like, yeah. I don't want to say it, but like I don't know. What? Like my dad said that like you only have one mom. Yeah. But like you can have a million dads. So then when he said that, I had thought about that. Like I thought hard. I was like, I really do need to start spending more time with my mom. Like I need to start doing way more stuff. But that's why lately I've been, coming downstairs, been more interactive, helping bring bags and stuff. So it's like I'm trying to bring the bond back, but I say that we need to do more. Yeah. Like the more time, like more time together. That's what I was saying. I agree. I agree. And having another child, I know parents, you all face this too. Having another child, really, it really does put a dampen on things because Ezekiel is what EJ was, meaning he's the one that runs to me, mommy. He grabs me and Ezekiel, EJ, I get a little, I get a dry hug, that sideways hug or a hug like that, or hey mom, how was your day? And it's and but I know that sometimes I just want to, give EJ his time, but I was thinking wrong. I should have communicated with him and say, you know what? Because he's right. I'll say, EJ, it's store time. Come go to the grocery store with mommy. And that's what me and EJ would do. Like I would find things that people would think is kind of lame, like taking walks together, going to the grocery store. We just randomly get in the car and just ride out and things. And I have stopped that. I have. And so when he told me that, I was like, you know what? I need a balance. I need to make sure that I find that balance, that sun time with Ezekiel and with EJ. But then that's when I become a little selfish and I'll say, you know what? Gosh, like dads, you all have it so easy. Like, or whatever your role is. I'm like moms, we're busy too. But then they want all the mom time. Like the mom is mom this, mom this, mom that, mom this. Sometimes I don't want to be a mom. Sometimes I just want to just run away, right? But again, let me take that back. I do love being a mom. Right there in that moment, sometimes I don't want to. And moms, I know y'all feel that way too. We just do. We have so many roles as mothers, and we try to have that self-care time. And because of that, I'm thinking I'm giving EJ his time, y'all, because he's a teenager and I don't want to crowd him. But when he said, Mom, no, you're messing up our bond, it hit hard for me. And I already feel like I feel guilty sometimes because I feel like I'm not a good mother sometimes because I'm busy with working. I'm busy with making sure everything is, good with, the businesses and, I'm just always busy, but they're important too. And so for us, remember we used to do like Thursday nights was family nights? We stopped that. So we know what to do here in the house and we're going to get it back together. So my question to you all is, I'm going to ask this question to you all. What is the balance in your house with you and your children? Communicating. How often do you all come home? Who eats the dinner table together? Who does that? Because a lot of households now, you find the kids in their phones, the parents in their phones. You find everybody sitting at different places. So you remember how we used to all eat at the table together? That's the time to ask, how was your day today? How you feeling? Everything okay? People are losing that family tradition. The next thing is
Not having a schedule on this night is family night. We're going to watch a movie together. All right, you pick this movie. Who does that? Drop some comments and tell me, how do you balance life, work, self-care, family time, giving your time to your spouse or your loved one and your kids? How do you balance that? Drop some of the comments for me. While you're dropping comments, EJ, do you think that it's easier for teenage males or females to express their feelings?
Females.
Okay. Why would you say that?
I'll say because, well, I don't know, because I'm a male, so like I can't really say that, but like it's for like a daughter and like their mom. It's like, like daughters are like, nah, because daughters supposed to be dad. You said who's harder?
Yeah. Do you think it's easier for you to communicate more with mom or the male figure? Or do you split the, is it some things you would talk to mom about and some things you would talk to dad about?
I'll probably say it's easier, like as a male, teenage male. I'll probably say it's easier to talk to the dad. Because like they've been through it, like they've probably been through everything you've been through.
Yeah.
They're a male too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can talk to them about like majority of that is like girls wise. Like that's what us teenage boys come to talk to our dad about. Like we'll never come talk to him about how you start this business. How you like we always
Right.
come to like girls or girls or clothes. Like that's most people like mom wise, we're probably like more asking about business, um, entrepreneurship, stuff like that. We can still talk to y'all because like, but it's just some boys that like they've been told like no so many times that like or like they can't go out or something. It's like they start doing sneaky things. I say sneaky things like not telling your mom that you talked to a girl or something like that. Like they can't just come out and just be like, "Oh, I talked to this girl," and the mom started like just, "Oh, good. How was
Drilling them, drilling them.
Yeah, drilling. So it's like they don't want to talk about it. So they talk to girls, but like they'll tell their dad, like, "Oh yeah, it's like how old is it?" Like they don't be asking all them questions. Like they ask like the little, "How old is she? Or is she cool and stuff? You think she?" Like, that's how it is.
Okay.
With our moms, yo, hey, social security, now. Her mom number, address, where she stay at, how old is she?
So say okay, so you say the moms are so extra with the sons when it come down to who's the girl, where they stay at, social security number and all this stuff, right? Well, I think the dads are even worse with their daughters. Would you agree? So I think it's kind of like that's how it is. And we do that because we love you all, and we'll put like the Life 360 and the trackings on your phone so we'll know where you are. We're not doing it because we're trying to, I mean, we're your parents. You know, we care, but we don't want you to shut down. We don't want you to shut down. We don't want you to start hanging around the wrong crowds. The main thing is we just want you all to know we have your best interest at heart. That's the main thing. All right, let me first refer to some of the comments. All right, Dion said it's definitely not every night, but we spend a lot of time together thanks to my hubby. But I make sure I ask about their days as much as I can. We eat at the same time, but not sitting at the table. So Tim said they are. What you mean, Tim? Okay, so they spend a lot of time together. Um, so Dion, you all do spend a lot of time together. And Dion, that's a lot. And Tim and Dion, their husband and wives, but their dynamics too. You have to think, Dion, you come from a family as well that's a family oriented family. And Tim, you come from a family that's very family oriented. You all are tight. So you all brought those dynamics to your relationship and to your household as well. And that's key is if it's something that you grew up with, having in the household, it's much easier for you, right? I would say that it's a learned behavior. However, if you didn't, you still should want to or educate yourself or just communicate with your children because sometimes people don't know how to say I love you. because growing up, nobody really never said I love you to them. Like we make it a habit to tell each other I love you. And sometimes if I hang up and got the phone, I'm, oh shoot, I didn't say I love you to him. Right. So I think it is important that spending time together is very, very key. Um, Dion, we eat at the same time, but not sit at the table. Okay. So you have to eat at the same time. Okay. Right, but it's all built insecurity. It is built insecurity. I do agree, because when you have that security, the love and everything comes with it. The support comes, support, love, bond, all of that is wrapped up in security. It is. And so EJ always say to me, he'll say, like, I come back to him, y'all, like days later, and I say, EJ, I'm sorry if I made you feel a certain type way. Like, you really know that I was doing that because, I truly love you and I want the best for you. And he'll say, oh, mom, I know. He'll say, I know. I know you want the best for me. So that's a communication. And again, I know how to apologize to my son. Some of y'all parents don't know how to apologize to your kids. You should try it. Accountability, right? Um, Tim said we are because we shoot little boys. We shoot. What do you mean we shoot? What you talking about, Tim? We are. Oh, I get it. When I said that, because Tim has um daughters and a son. So okay, I get it. He was saying we shoot little boys, daddy's girls. Okay, I had to think about that for a minute, Tim. Don't
Delete that one. I'm gonna delete that one.
no. And Tim's serious too. So like, don't we shoot little boys. All right. Mothers to their sons asking all the questions. Yeah. Yeah, we do. We ask all the questions. I mean, and so EJ would go to, and I don't take it personal. He would go to his dad or he would go to Andre. He would talk to them, and then they'll come to me and say, "So, EJ want to talk to you. Just listen to him. He got somebody that he probably want to start talking to and dating." And I'll be like, EJ, I'm the most easiest, coolest like parent ever. Like for real, I am. Like you can bring them here. You can have go on the third level. You can do movie night here. You can have sleepovers. I'll be the parent to order the pizza. Make sure y'all eat, have a good time. That's me. He knows that. Like I'm gonna make sure you have a good time and have fun. But I get it that he rather go to his dad than talk about girls because this is what I want to know. And parents, you all let me know where she stay at, where's her parents, who's involved, who's not involved, who's bring. Yeah, I do want to ask those questions because I want to know. Just in case you do go somewhere, I need to know. Take a picture of who you're going with, send me their name so I'll know. Like these are conversations. This is what we communicate about. Um, Dion said our family dynamic definitely plays a big role. Yes, Dion, it does. Quita, we stopped eating together at the dinner table, but we lay in bed or in the living room every night. Okay, good. Yeah, I do. Yeah. And see, but that's bonding time. Laying in the bed together and in the living room, that's bonding time, talking, watching movies, on the phone all the time. EJ, what can we do better with around here together?
I just spending time.
More family time.
Everybody need to communicate. Everybody need to communicate. Like we all need to communicate more. Like we don't communicate. We don't communicate. Everybody start arguing in the house. I'll be upstairs. You be down here. Andre probably go upstairs in the room. Well, probably need to communicate more, talk more.
Yeah. Yeah. We and that goes back to, unfortunately, I never want them to feel like they're walking on eggshells. And parents, I think sometimes we do make the kids feel like that, like they're walking on eggshells. And I never want that because sometimes I am a little bit too uptight. But I also communicate with them and say, look, give me my time. Just give me a few minutes. Because when I come in, I want to have that time to kind of decompress everything that just happened that day. I need that. That's why sometimes I sit in the car. Like they'd be like, why you come here and just sit in the car? I just need that time because I don't want to project what I'm feeling. I don't want to project what's going on with me to them. And if I project myself to them, then guess what? I'm not going to hear them. I'm not going to understand them. And now I may cause an argument or, and that's not fair to them. So be mindful of that too, parents. EJ, sometimes can you tell when I come in and I'm kind of stiff, like explain that. You see, explain that when I walk in the door sometimes.
Man, like I can tell when you're like frustrated because you're like, oh, you didn't even grab my bags. Or you go there, y'all be like, hey, go straight upstairs. Or it's like if we say something or joke something, you're like, you probably get your feelings, then you zone out. Like it's like you zone out. It's like then you just go sit down, do some work. Then you'll probably talk later on where it's like you be zoned out for like the whole time.
I do zone out, y'all. I have
You zone out bad, like it be bad, like.
So tell me what you say when I zone out bad.
Cause like, let's say it's like, okay, let's say if you don't like something you hear, right? We'll probably say something about it. Like you'll probably like joke it off, but like then you would just zone out and like you wouldn't talk no more. Like you just be doing work. It's like your mood be changing, and then it's like I go upstairs because like, I don't even have problems with it, so I just go upstairs and get my phone.
But it makes you feel a certain type of way, right? Because you'll leave and go upstairs and go get on your phone. And so what can what could I do when I zone out? But because you're right, sometimes I do walk in frustrated. And that's not fair. So, I have to work, get better with decompressing and kind of just getting it out before I come in.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Or you can just come in and say, not in the mood right now. I'm not gonna take no offense to it. Like you came in and like gave us a heads up, so it's not. So it's like she's not in the mood right now. Let's just like wait or something. Like if you say we're not in the mood, we're not gonna be like, why you not in the mood? Why you want to talk to us? We're not gonna feel no type of way. Just you gotta let us know. Like that's just communication. We don't have no communication in the house at all. We don't communicate anything.
I don't know if I agree with that because when you use the words at all, and I'm not taking away from what you're saying because I'm listening, but when I hear the words at all, that means nothing. We never communicate. I think that for me, I think that we communicate when it comes down to certain things, but things that we should communicate more on are things that we are lacking in. Would you agree with that? Because we sit, we laugh, we joke sometimes. Y'all will joke more. I do be a little bit more serious, but I do laugh sometimes too, right?
Right.
But I do agree it is things that we can communicate more and sit down as a family and talk more versus just letting it just go. And sometimes I might be explosive where I'm like, you know what, I just don't want to talk about it. And then I come back, I talk about it later, right? So I do agree that I do need to. Do you think it's mostly me?
No, probably everyone.
Okay.
Like, it'd be mixed emotions. Like,
Mixed
you be
emotion.
mad, and someone else get mad.
So I kind of trigger things a little bit.
No, it's like we be mad too, and then like you just base your emotions off our emotions. Like you don't want to talk for the rest of the day.
And that's important, y'all, because that is true. It is. I think that the fixing to that is if you're in the mood, just talk about it. Would you agree? Just like, look, y'all. Can we have a family meeting? Can we talk? Because right now I'm in my feelings about something, and I just want to talk about it. And it might be something good for the family too. So, okay, all right. Accountability is one. Recognizing what the problems are, identifying the triggers, and communicating. So, would you say that you all shut down more because the lack of communication and it bottles up?
Yeah, cause like when we have conversations, like only one person wins. It's like every time, like if we argue, like me and Andre going back and forth something, it's like it's just whoever get the last word. And like if me and you going back and forth, I just let you win. don't, I don't even go back and forth because like it's just gonna keep going on and on and on. So just like every time someone argue, it's like we're all going for the last word. So I just feel like we shouldn't be going for the last word because then someone will be in their feelings. Then someone not gonna want to talk. Then y'all just gonna be both upset each other. So like we should just like how can we fix this and win together
Right.
based off just someone getting the last word all the time and then someone just be upset.
So what would you say about some of our fun times?
It was fun. Like it made me happy.
Right. So my favorite fun time is when we all play the music and pick a song. They always know what would be the favorite type of music I play.
Gospel.
They already know gospel music, right? So that's my fun time. What is something that you like that we do?
Like here.
What it doesn't matter, whatever.
Probably like the music. Everyone pick a song, music, play. We got all them board games. I won't
Yeah.
play no board games at all. Probably more board games. We
Okay.
get competitive.
Y'all
Board
see that?
games.
It's not a competition in this house, right?
Yeah. Board games. I probably say what else? Go outside more. Probably like well, not everybody get
Take walks and stuff,
yeah,
right?
probably walk.
We go to the movies a lot though.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we just randomly pick a movie and we'll go to the movies, Edinburgh, and we don't care. We'll take Ezekiel. If it's not a movie that he wants to watch, he have his iPad. So we do that a lot. We used to go bowling a lot.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we used to go bowling a lot. Um, so the main thing is for us is just communicating even when we don't feel like talking. That's the main thing, right?
All right.
So y'all, EJ came up with he has this entrepreneurship thing in him, period, because he sees it all the time. Before I get to this, hold on. There is a split between the mother and father dynamic. It's like advice you could get from the best of both worlds. I agree. I agree, Kwamel. It's good when you can get advice from both parents, but I know there are some parents that struggle. And EJ, what message would you give to the single mothers that doesn't, you know how you said like I want to talk to my father or the male figure? What would you say to parents, the households that have the single mothers in the house with the with boys? What would you say to them?
I feel like that, like if you're a single mother, like you have to be with your, like you have to be with your kid, like not like I'm saying like with single mothers, I say like the kid is like the only other male you have in this. Like you have to like not have to, but like y'all should be on the same page every time. It's like if you have like let's say if you're not in the mood, then I come in, make your day better, stuff like that. Like this is more quality time because like you're a single mom, even though like you know like where's my um I I probably say what else was I saying? Okay, I don't really have that much information collect.
It's still like what you're trying to say is that with a single mom, they have to work extra harder. They don't have that other parent in the house that can kind of help out when they're tired. They can go to all to themselves when they're tired. They can just go do something and have a distraction. The single moms, they they're the champions because they're the ones that work, come home, extracurricular activities, cook, homework, get ready for, if they're sick, take off. Like the single parents don't have that flexibility or that more self-care time like a two-parent household. It's a lot harder for the single parents. So
Well, I say that my bad, cut you off. But
no, it's
like
okay.
us kids, like teenagers, like if you're a single parent, like we mature faster. Like especially
Ooh.
like boys, because like we have to like we didn't have no father. They didn't have no father to like guide them and stuff. So like they have to learn on like not their own, but like they can still learn stuff from their mom, but like they don't have that same stuff that their dad taught them. So it's like they're maturing faster. They're helping their mom more. It's just not like they're just like sitting down, always having their mom do stuff when they have to like learn and do stuff too around the house.
God, EJ, that's a great point because when I was doing therapy with children, I noticed the the boys that came from single family households, they were much more mature. They could cook, they helped out with they became more parentified. very parentified because they had to help that single mother, whether it's help their siblings, cook, make decisions, and to be the man of the house. Like they really had to learn how. That's a really good point. And so, and then they start feeling bad for the mom because then they seeing their mom doing a lot of stuff. So they don't complain about things as much. They become more of the man of the house versus the kid, and they become parentified. That was a really good point. And you know, having, let's just be honest, when you have more love and support and you have that village, you're a different kid.
Right.
But I say the single parent ones, they have a lot of drive. They figure it out, they hustle, they make sure things happen because that's what they're used to.
Right.
So sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But you know that sometimes the single mothers, the boys have a tendency of joining gangs, hanging around the wrong people, looking for love in the wrong places because they don't have that.
Right.
Right? And then they start stealing because they seeing other kids who have things that they don't have. Then you're talking about self-esteem issues. Then you're talking about you know insecurities. I mean, it's a lot. And when you mess with a male ego, that's one thing. And it starts in those years. Teenage years is the years that the personality really starts when they're young, like age 3 and 4. But that identity versus role confusion, those teenage years, those are years where they're identifying who they are. Either they're going to lead and follow or do both. So these are the most critical years where we tap into our children or they're going to shut down. You know, you got kids, boys going to college that are committing suicide. You have teenagers that are committing suicide. You have school age kids that are committing suicide because they don't have that outlet, no one to talk to. And so, parents, we have to dig deep. And if we can't do it, we got to tap into these community resources. We have to. And EJ came up with, he had a clothing line before called Fast, Forget About the Hate. And it kind of came from some bullying before, right? But he came up with something else different. And I could have looked at it from a negative lens, but I didn't, y'all. And I paid attention to what he was saying through his new clothing line. And he's, as he say, he's in the lab. He's in the lab a lot, coming up with his graphics and everything. And I want him, I'm driving off for him because if I do it, then it's going to move at a pace that I want it to. So I want it to come more for him. EJ, can you tell them the name of it?
Oh, that's conflicted loner.
So, conflicted loner, right? Initially, when he came to me, I was like, EJ, that's promoting negativity. But then I thought about it and I said, you know what? There would be a lot of kids that relate to conflicted loner. If you all see conflicted loner, to me, it sort of can be like an oxymoron where I'm conflicted in who I am. I'm trying to figure out who I am. So because of that, I'm withdrawn and I'm a loner. Because of that, I may be an extrovert, but I'm an introvert in so many ways because nobody can relate to me. It was so many things that came off of my mind when I seen the what is it called again?
Conflicted loner.
Conflicted loner. But then as he did some of his graphics, he had hearts. He had, what was some of the other things you had?
Spider webs.
Spider webs.
Stars.
Stars. He had the hoodies where you zip your face up, like I don't want to be seen, right? And so I have to really allow my son to express who he is. And if it's that expressing that he's a conflicted loner through his stuff, then guess what? I guarantee you it's a lot of other kids out here that can relate to him. And I'm going to support my son in this, where this conflicted loner really can allow these other children to open up and speak. Because some children don't have that outlet. Like I'm that mom, you know, not only from my clinical background, but I think because of my clinical background and some of my upbringing, It's because I allow my child to be who he is. And yeah, I'm a little hard on him because that's a mother's nature. But that conflicted loner really rang a bell to me. And EJ, I want you to kind of tell them what message, because in a way he is a loner sometimes. He's to himself, and I kind of worried about that for a time, for a period of time. But he's much more sociable, and when he is, he laughs. I got people saying, let me see. I love this. Very true. Oh, that was good, EJ. Such a great point. I'm proud of you, bestie. And you're laughing. Yes, Dion, because you know. Kwamel said very relatable. Very relatable. Okay, Kwamel. I can see that. Kwamel, kind of tell me why that's kind of relatable for you. Um, Indigo Williams, that's true. Thank you. It's the encrypted language of his generation. I like that. You see that? Conflicted loner. It's the encrypted language of his generation. And you are so right. I like that. The encrypted language of his generation. Because the way they talk when it's different from how we communicate. And that's why a lot of times us parents don't understand when they express their feelings. So EJ, I know we're wrapping up right now. What made you come up with conflicted loner?
Mm, all right. I would say mainly for I wouldn't say mainly for introverts, but like people who like that want to come out and like have more friends and stuff, but like they don't know how to because they don't know who the person they are yet. So it's like they might be a loner. They probably think they're a loner because they stay to themselves a lot, but they're probably not a loner because they have friends, they have people to talk to, but like they don't know how to express themselves around them because they don't know how other people think of them. Like
Mm.
that. So that's why I came up with it.
And so that caused people to shut down. And then, the bullying comes in. And then, EJ, what about those kids that probably look at other kids of having it and I don't have it? Or do you see some kids that you can tell something is wrong, or they want to be a part of but don't know how? What do you see with a lot of the males?
Well, well, for me, okay. So let's say like I'm not that type of person. Like I don't care about like materialistic things. Cause like let's say if someone like got some like really nice shoes and stuff, like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I want them shoes. Or it's just like there's a thing that like you gotta wait your time, and like it's not you can't just rush your time to come to be like, oh, I'm gonna get them shoes next week. Like just go get a job just to go get them shoes. It's like you just gotta be you. Like it don't matter if you come into school with baggy jeans or stuff like that. You still have to be yourself. Like I can go to school with anything going. You know what I mean? And I still be me because like that's just me. So,
Right.
like that's how I think about. I don't think about like, oh, I need to be that person just to become up. Like you
Yeah.
can come up from with nothing. Like
Right.
it's not hard. Like, I
Right.
wouldn't say it's not hard, but it's like you got to be yourself to like stand out. Like you don't have to be someone else. You don't have to be a comedian or something just to stand out. Like you can just be
Right.
yourself to come out.
And so, as we wrap up, what message would you give to parents out here that struggles with the communication with their child? They feel like they're changing. They feel like they're different. I can't communicate with them. They're shutting down. They're not listening to me. But when they get with their friends, they're talking more. I'm the one that's doing this and doing that, and I'm tired and I'm making things happen. I'm working my tail off, and I'm robbing Peter to pay Paul, and I'm keeping the lights on in the house. I don't feel like I'm valued. You don't understand what I'm going through. What would you say to those parents as a teenager for us to understand you all?
I say the main thing is communication. So, like I have a friend. I'm not gonna say no names, but like I have a
Right.
friend that like the parents like it does not like they're really hard on them. No communication. They said like they told me something like they're like I wouldn't be here if it was for you. If it wasn't for you to be in my life. So that like really made me like like they made me feel special. Like it was like I'm helping people and like they can talk to me. They at least they have someone to talk to. So I just feel like if parents like don't talk to their kids, like it's like they don't have no one to express their feelings to. So it's like they start getting depressed. It's like they start changing to a whole different person. Then the parents wonder, why you change to this person? I was like, and then but they don't want to say nothing because they don't know how like their parents will think on them and stuff like they don't want their parents to think like, oh, you changed and stuff like that. Like those type of words, like it hurts kids.
What hurts kids?
Like their feelings, like they be like, oh, you're a different person, or you changed, like, or why you acting that way? Like they probably be like, well, I'm not acting a different way. I'm acting the same, but like the whole time, like that's like,
They have changed.
yeah.
But then they don't want to talk about it because do you think they feel like the parents not going to listen to them?
I wouldn't say that. It's just like kids are our age are like scared to like talk. It's like we're scared to like bring up stuff because like we don't know how y'all react.
Okay.
So like, but like, I feel like the like kids should just like talk, like just try it one time at least. Like if you don't like how it go, then you probably don't have to, you know.
And I think that's what they're afraid of, EJ, is because you said it with me. Like sometimes you won't even ask a question or you won't do anything because you don't you don't want the response you probably received before. And I'm not a person that curse. And Indigo Williams said, well, good, well done, EJ. A bit humiliating. Kwamel said, Aunt Jean said, EJ, I'm super proud of you, love you, Aunt Jean. um a lot of people appreciate your feedback. The main thing is that I'm not a person that curse at my kids. Like I don't. If I think, and this is serious. Out of he's 15, I probably like cursed at him what maybe one, 2 times. Probably didn't I?
No,
I probably spelled it. I don't even know.
yeah, just the one time.
Yeah, like if I curse, they know I'm mad. If I curse at them, I'm mad. Or if I look at them, all I gotta do, and this is how my mom was with me. All I had to do was just look. Like I say, don't play with me. Do not play with me. Like if I do that right there, do not. Or I tell him, I think I've seen somebody at the bus stop have mom, mommy, bruh. I'm not your bruh. Okay. I think it's another thing too, as parents, we have to establish boundaries with our children. This is my son. This is not my brother. Okay. This is my son. I love him. I can be any and everything. I could be like a best friend, everything to him. But there are boundaries where I would never call him certain things and he would never call me. You earn respect as parents. Just because it's a title of being a mother and a father, just because we have that title does not mean that you are treated as a mother or father. And I see that frequently, especially in places where I see children would curse their mom out in public, their fathers. They're very disrespectful. They'll tell them to shut the F up. Like I've seen this. That's not the respect that we demand in each other. The things are different now. Things are different. And I, at one point in time, I didn't let my son listen to rap music with cursing. But then I had to say, you know what? I can't keep him from that because he's older. Society is playing. But I stress to him, EJ, just because you singing that song, don't get all hype and want to do something because now life kicks in. All right. So I really enjoyed this conversation. I'm like 3 minutes over and I can keep going, but I appreciate you all tuning in. I want to grab his hair and rub it, but he's in this phase with doing his hair. So if I touch it, I'm messing it up from standing up. See, I'm just learning so much with him, y'all. Like his hair, he's popular. I've had a girl come to the funeral home the other day at somebody else's funeral. We had a funeral there, and she was like, I know your son. And I was like, oh, you do? I said, come here, come here. She was like, I said, tell me a little bit about him. And she told me, and I'm like, okay. She was like, oh, he is a great, oh my gosh, he's everybody like him. Like he's that cool kid. I'm like, he cool kid, but grades, make sure he's respectful. So I always say, EJ, you can be that cool kid, be whoever you are, but always be respectful. And the teachers will email me all the time and say, he is such a joy in the class. And they'll say things like, oh my gosh, you raised such a good child. And then sometimes I would say, well, why wouldn't I? Or do you not think that we can't raise good? So, like, that's when I think a little bit too much, right? Like, I think a little bit too much and say, okay, are you sending that to all people, all races? Like, is it just targeted because you don't think that? And again, I'm not pulling the race card here for people that may say that, but let's just talk about reality. And reality is what it is, okay? Is that I always tell my son, EJ, in this world, being a black man, a black young male, you can walk and have your, oh my gosh, the hoodies, and put the hood on your head, and a bunch of you all walking down the street, you're gonna get stopped. Then maybe I'm hoping it's for safety, like parents, we hope it's for this, is for or for that, but the reality kicks in, like, EJ, you just have to be careful. Do not be that kid that you're good, but when they see you because of the stereotypes, now you're a target. So I preach that to him all the time, and I hope that you are doing this as well. Yes, Crystal, you missed it. You have to have an interview with Aunt Crystal tomorrow. Love you, my guy. Yes, this is a nice interview, cousin William. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much. Jazz. Oh, Indigo Williams. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, cousin Jazz. Oh, okay. Oh, cousin. Okay. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I really enjoyed this. Um, as you all know, with Talk Your Talk, I am here because I want you all to have conversations with me. We need to mind dump, like, really, just talk about, just have a moment to just release and just be raw. And I have a team, and I am building my team. Shout out to Dion. Like, Dion is, you all want your marketing, your content. She's up here, Dion Blakeney Core. She has asked Dion, go to her page. Like, she does all of this for me. Set the stuff up, um, flyers, marketing material, anything. She is great. She'll even consult with you and tell you what you need to do. She's not one of these ones just ask for your money. She truly asks you what you need. And because of this, my brand has continues to grow. It does. And I'm being patient with it. And she's teaching me how to be patient because I want things to move how I want it to move. But you all know that with patience, perseverance, and with being aligned with God vision, everything works out. So I'm blessed to have her as one of my best friends to keep me aligned. Um, so next week, y'all, next week, we're going to have, this is just near and dear to me too. Relationship, mental health in marriages and relationships. Okay, he's laughing, but I'm going to try. He's laughing because I'm going to try to have Andre on with me. Because y'all know, look, I am going to be vulnerable because look, you all see me and everybody's like, oh my gosh, do you ever get stressed? You're so strong. You're so, yes, I am. And I'm so weak a lot of times too. But that's where I can take off the layers, take off the mask, and let you all know that there is weakness within strength. It is. There is weakness within strength. Okay. And I know that with my diagnosis, I have chronic severe PTSD, and it is no joke. And I tell you, my family, my kids and Andre, they see it a lot. And I have accountability for myself. And I know it's a lot of you all in your relationships, whether it's PTSD, with the military. PTSD is not just with the military, but it is very common with veterans and any mental illnesses, whether it's depression, whatever, in relationships. So I want to talk about that because um, relationships are suffering right now. They are really suffering right now, and it is, it's deep. So I am going to continue to talk your talk, and I'm going to have these conversations with you all. I am building the page, the Talk Your Talk page. I am moving it over from the other one. So y'all keep following me and my YouTube page. I am going to drop the link. Make sure you all subscribe to my YouTube page. And again, thank you all for joining with EJ and I. I hope that you all got some pointers on how to talk to your males, how to talk to your teenage boys, how to communicate with your children, and stand by because conflicted loner, you will be seeing that. Okay. You will be seeing conflicted loner. And we're going to use that. He's going to use that as a message to get out here. And it's going to help our parents too. So, again, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate you all, your comments. I appreciate everything. Yes, Tim. Yes, she is. She is good. It's about Dion.
Free. Free.
Tim.
You're free. You're free.
Tim.
You're free.
Hey, look. Tim. Hey, look. That's your wife. I'm not knocking it. Hey, she's good. She is the bomb, and that's my best friend. Crystal, good like Campbell soup. Lord have mercy. And Crystal gonna add some good like Campbell soup.
Freak too. Too free.
And Queen said, look at Crystal. All right, EJ, tell them bye. Thank you all. We're gonna do this again, but probably a little bit later. Just drop some topics. Tell me what more you all want to talk about, and we will see y'all again on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. Talk Your Talk, Conversations with Deborah Epps. Bye.